Sup y'all, it's Alderius, and today I'll be doing the EUPORIA run, Day 1. At long last, it's here, so... EUPORIA, obviously a very nice weapon. There is a ton to talk about, so let's get right into it, okay? So the EUPORIA is a twin blade in Elden Ring. They added it in the DLC. In fact, it is one of the last weapons you get at the very end of the DLC. I'll explain how to get it later. It scales with strength, dexterity, and faith. The strength and dex scaling is very mid, but the faith scaling is very good, so obviously this is a faith weapon. It has split physical holy damage, which is both good and bad. I'll talk about that later. Mostly standard damage, although it has a couple attacks that do pierce damage as well. And it has a special Ash of War called EUPORIA Vortex, which we'll talk about at great length in a minute. It is upgraded with Somber Smithing Stones, which is awesome, so you can immediately upgrade it to max very easily. And it has a charging mechanic, so similar to the successive attacks items like Millicent's Prosthesis, Wicked Sword Insignia, stuff like that. You attack several times within a few seconds, and you gain buffs. So there are two tiers of this. The first tier adds about 95 holy damage, and the next tier adds about 120 holy damage. And as far as I'm aware, these numbers, according to the wiki, are fairly accurate. One big change, though, compared to the successive attack stuff, is that it lasts way longer. The successive attacks talismans tend to fade really quickly. If you get to max here, it takes like 30 seconds plus to fade to zero, so it makes it much more useful. And uniquely, if you switch off the weapon and switch back, you'll retain this buff. That does not happen for like any other weapon as far as I'm aware. So by just this, that makes this weapon very special. However, it's time to talk about the Ash of War EUPORIA Vortex. There's a lot to talk about here, and it can get a little bit confusing, so I'm going to make this as simple as possible, okay? First off, 28 FP cost, extremely large, but you're not going to be using the skill very much, or very often, I should say. And I'll talk about why that is right now. There are 3 separate tiers of this skill. I'll call them Tier 0, Tier 1, and Tier 2. Tier 0 is when you have no holy damage from the buff, so back here you don't have any of this damage here. Tier 1 is when you have the first tier, so 95 damage. And Tier 2 is when you have the final tier, which is 120 damage, okay? So, if you use this skill at Tier 0, so your weapon's not buffed with holy damage at all, it will basically act like the spinning weapon Ash of War. So your weapon will spin really fast, there will be hitboxes on the spin, I think there's 5 in total. And you can hit with all 5 for physical damage. Nothing special, right? If you're at Tier 1, so your weapon's glowing a little bit and you're doing the 95 extra holy damage, you will still do the spinning damage, but a beam of light will shoot out from the center of the spin towards enemies. It is basically the holy version of Comet Azure, with very similar range and really good damage. It lasts approximately 1 second, and you can hit with both of the physical spin and the holy damage from the beam. Okay? Finally, you have Tier 2. If you activate the skill with Tier 2, you still have the spinning damage and you still have the beam, but instead of lasting for 1 second, it lasts for 3+ seconds. I don't know exactly how much, it's like 3 or 4 seconds. So, obviously you're incentivized to use this with Tier 2 as much as possible, so you want to fully charge your weapon and then find a safe moment for EUPORIA Vortex. Big problem though, you do not get hyper armor during this skill. Okay? That is a huge deal. And another thing is, the moment the spinning starts, if you get interrupted by anything, so if you get hit or you dodge roll early or whatever, that uses up all of your charge. Also, obviously, if you complete the attack, you use up all your charge. If any of those 3 happen, You use all your charge, and you cannot immediately use the magic beam again. You have to build it up. So you are incentivized to attack with EUPORIA Vortex only when the boss has a long enough attack window to make use of it. Otherwise, he'll hit you out of it, you'll lose all your charge, all your added holy damage, and you can't use the beam until you recharge. So you have to be very judicious. It rewards you greatly for knowing the longest boss openings, so you have to be very careful. But if you do manage to land the majority of the tier 2 version, this does an enormous amount of damage, and you'll see that a lot in the run. It is very, very potent. So, high risk, high reward weapon, where if you know the boss openings, you can absolutely shred the HP of the bosses. It is completely insane. But if you don't know how to use it, you will get completely thrashed and you'll think it's a pretty mid weapon. Obviously, there are some weaknesses besides that, though, and it's time to talk about those. So, for both EUPORIA and the EUPORIA Vortex skill, the split holy damage can be a serious problem. In case you didn't know, there are several bosses in the base game that have 80% holy resistance. I believe it's Fortisax, Radagon, Elden Beast, and Malekith. Those are the 4 that have 80% holy resistance. That is insane. That pretty much means EUPORIA Vortex is unusable on those bosses, and even your auto attacks are compromised because you're split physical holy. So you definitely want to make sure you're stacking strength early, or not early, but in time for those bosses, because otherwise you're going to be predominantly doing holy damage because the faith scaling is only holy, and that's going to severely gimp your damage. So you need to be very careful with that. Also, super dodgy enemies can dodge the beam. So NPCs, Millennia, anybody that has like a side dodge can dodge the EUPORIA Vortex magic beam. And that really sucks. That greatly limits its potential. So you're gonna need to either stun lock those enemies or find an opening to use EUPORIA Vortex. So like Millennia has a couple openings like that, so it's not a big deal. But for NPCs, it's gonna be really hard to make use of this. So that is everything with this weapon. There are a few special additions to this run though, because it is a faith weapon, which means I will be speccing into faith. That means I will be using some faith-based buffs. So I'll talk about those right now. The first one is Golden Vow. Golden Vow is a not a body buff, it's an aura buff, very important, that increases your damage by 15% and your damage negation by 10%. So, very nice pre-buff. Blessing of the Erd Tree, not as important, but it is a nicety to have if you have additional FP. So, that just gives you health regen over a long period of time. Very nice. Now, there is a special buff in addition to this that I'll be employing because this is a New Game Plus run, and therefore I can assume I already have it, which is the Sword of Light. So, the Sword of Light is a straight sword you can find in the DLC. You get it from converting the Stone Sheath Sword. This is a bit complicated, but basically you go to the Fogriff Catacombs and get the Stone Sheath Sword. It's kind of hidden. Then you go to Ancient Ruins of Ra and convert it to this sword. And what is so special about this sword? Well, it has a special weapon skill called Light. It has a cool light show, obviously, as the name implies. Looks really dope. But most importantly, it gives you 20% holy damage for 60 seconds. That counts as a body buff. So what that means is it scales with Golden Vow, which is absolutely crazy. You can have both this 20% holy damage buff and this 15% all damage buff at the same time. Really, really strong pre-buff options. So if you manage to pre-buff both of these and you can quickly build up EUPORIA Vortex, you can unleash a humongous damage beam. Completely insane. Also, I forgot to mention, but or maybe I did mention this, but your charge persists between weapon swaps, first of all, which is unique amongst this weapon. I don't think any other weapon has that, where if you swap to a different weapon then swap back, your stuff's gone, like Poisonous Mist, Chilling Mist, stuff like that. But the EUPORIA Vortex charge persists. It still decays, but it persists. And furthermore, you can carry it in the boss fights. So if you pre-charge it and then walk into a boss door, you still have the charge. So that could be very useful. But these 3 pre-buffs, Light, Golden Vow, Blessing of the Erdtree, I'll be making use of these throughout the run. Obviously, amongst these 3, Blessing of the Erdtree is the most expensive and the least important, so if you need to drop one, drop this one. You want Light, you want Golden Vow, for sure. So now it's time to move on to Talismans. Talismans are fairly straightforward. Two-handed Sword Talisman is first, enhances attacks with two-handed weapons by 15%. We will be two-handing EUPORIA, by the way. It is not recommended to power stance this unless you're a New Game +2 and you can have 2 of these. If you have 2 of these, it is an interesting idea to power stance them and it's not bad. You would run a jump attack build, by the way. I won't go into too much detail because I'm going to be two-handing in this run, but if you were dual-wielding EUPORIAs, you would be jump attacking. But I'm two-handing, so I'm using two-handed Sword Talisman. This enhances every attack with EUPORIA except for the weapon skill. It does not impact EUPORIA Vortex in any way, but every other attack is impacted. Very, very useful. Also, horseback I don't think counts, but everything on the ground does increase with this. Shard of Alexander greatly boosts the attack power skills by 15%. That's EUPORIA Vortex. That's both the spinny part and the beam. Sacred Scorpion Charm increases holy damage by 12%, but increases physical damage taken. I forgot to mention as well, but with this charm, and with Sword of Light, and with Holy Shrouding Tear later, all these holy damage buffs are super good on this weapon because that increases the split damage on the weapon, that increases the flat damage from just hitting people, the successive attacks mechanic, and that increases the EUPORIA Vortex beam. All 3 of those are increased by holy damage up. So, really, really, really good stats. Alright? The last talisman is up to you. I'm going to start with Millicent's Prosthesis because it gives me dexterity, which does increase my damage slightly, and it boosts successive attacks, so it is a natural fit with this weapon. However, it's also not a bad idea to run a defensive talisman. If you want to do that, do Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman. Very, very useful. I will start with Millicent's Prosthesis, though. Alright, so time to talk about Crystal Tears. So, Crystal Tear, like open line hard tier, very useful. 50% damage 50% damage negation for 3 minutes. I can't speak, holy cow. And Holy Shrouding Crack tier, 20% holy damage for 3 minutes. Again, several layers of synergy with this weapon, very good. If you want to be super hard in the damage, you could replace Opaline with Bloodsucking instead for 20% increased damage, but health drain. If you have a lot of FP, I would especially recommend this because they could cast Blessing of the Erdtree and offset that. But I'm not going to run high FP, and I also don't like Bloodsucking in general. I just don't like how quickly it drains your health. So I don't run this personally, but if you want to do a high damage build, by all means, go ahead, put more points in mind, get Blessing of the Erdtree to offset this drain, and go ham. Very, very high damage right here. So that's it for the build. I would recommend speccing Faith first. This is a New Game Plus run, by the way, obviously, because this weapon's at the very end of the DLC. So I'm going to be starting with a level 150 character, but I'll be getting into that with the actual run. We'll start off at level 150 and go to New Game Plus immediately. So I'm going to assume you're around that level range. So for that, put 80 points into Faith to get this high damage. Obviously, you want around 50 points in Vigor, 50 to 60. After that, you should go into Strength first. So although Strength and Dex have the same scaling, don't forget you get a bonus for two-handing. So for Strength, not Dex. Therefore, Strength is going to be more valuable than Dex, okay? So I would definitely put around 50 points in Strength afterwards to ensure that those 80% holy resistant bosses are not a problem. Obviously, you could just switch to a different weapon, but this is going to be a EUPORIA only run, so definitely would recommend putting 50 points into strength in that case. 80 faith, 50-ish strength. After that, it's up to you. Strength should be a little bit better than dex after 20 dex, but it's up to you at that point. Also, if you want to wear higher armor, go endurance, that's fine. I'm going to run Malformed Dragon for a while, so I'll be doing that. Mind is not really that important because you're not going to be casting EUPORIA Vortex that often. It's going to be like big bursts, but only a couple of uses per fight, so you don't need a bunch of Mind. So I'm not going to be using that, and obviously you don't need Inter Arcane. So that is the stat spread I would recommend for this. Oof, I think that is everything, boys. Yeesh. So, with that, let's get back to the run. This weapon is one of the best in the game. Definitely one of the best Faith weapons. I would still say Blasphemous Blade is better, but this might be number 2 in the entire game, straight up. It is super, super good in PvE. Now, you might run into a few problems because you can't actually sidestep the beam. So if you're fighting a really dodgy boss like Millennia, you have to be very careful and make sure she's animation locked before you use EUPORIA Vortex, okay? Really important. Second of all, this weapon is heavily holy based. So in case you don't know, there are a lot of bosses in the base game. Let's see, Fortisax, Radagon, Elden Beast, and there's one other chud, I don't remember who. But all of those are 80% holy resistant. So EUPORIA is very lackluster there, and we're going to have to change our build entirely to deal with that. But besides those bosses, this is a fantastic weapon. So let's get right into it, okay? This will be obviously a New Game Plus run, by the way, since you get EUPORIA so late. So I have my pre-prepped 150 templated character. This was my Star Scourge Greatsword character from way back in the day. So, first things first, I'm going to show you guys how to get to EUPORIA, because it is very important and not obvious at all, okay? So I think we have to go to Spiral Rise. I already have it on this character, but I'm just going to retrace my steps just to show you. Because it's very, very, very hard to get to this weapon normally. So you come up here. We're going to kill this dude right here, because he's really annoying. Okay. We're going to go back down. These, like, kneeling dudes are the worst, so definitely want to make sure they're killed before you try what I'm about to do. You can probably skip this one, but I'm just going to go kill him as well, just in case. Boom. I forgot to mention as well, if you decide to run the dual EUPORIA setup, like you're in New Game Plus 2, definitely go for jump attack build instead. So jump attack build, really, really strong with dual EUPORIA. Because the Tool Twin Blade moveset is just really good. Okay, you jump down there, come over here. This looks very dangerous, and it is. But rest assured this is the right way to go. Come right here. Boom. Okay. See this opening here? Just drop down. There's going to be items on these ledges. Feel free to pick them up if you want. There's also a scatter tree on the way. If you care about that kind of thing. Okay. Just keep going down here. There's going to be a guy that tries to grab you down here, so be careful of that. You can probably just avoid that by doing this. Boom. Kill him. Here's a hard-looking jump, but it's not too bad. Just jump here. Awesome. And now we're in Ballarat. Right out here is the statue fragment. It's over there. I'm just going to run through, though. There is a giant scorpion, so avoid him. Come over here. Boom, boom, boom. Let me put on my seal while I'm waiting, I suppose. Awesome, awesome. Come right here. Excellent. You can skip all these guys. There's a Divine Beast Warrior. You can also skip him. Not a big deal. If you're paranoid, just save and quit. That will reset his aggro and position. A lot of people think you have to kill these guys, but really you can just run past most of them like this. Very, very easy. The elevator should be here for you if it's your first time. It's not for me, so I'm going to call it back up. Very simple. It's a very long elevator, so we got to wait a bit. Nice. Okay. Let me check something real quick. Yep, we're good, we're good. Awesome. And right in this room at the end is EUPORIA on this corpse that's kneeling down, okay? So, it's a bit involved to get here, but it is well worth it, okay? Very, very useful. At this point, I'm going to upgrade the EUPORIA and we'll move on. So here's how the runs usually work, in case you haven't been here before. The New Game Plus runs, I start at level 150. I'm going to remove all of my runes before I enter New Game Plus, so don't worry about that. Now, let's see, where's EUPORIA here? Where is EUPORIA? Or do I already have it upgraded? Do I already have it upgraded? Let's see, dudes. Are we down? Okay. There we go. So I'm going to start level 150 at 0 runes. And we're going to progress onward, okay? Now that EUPORIA is taken care of, I'm going to come over here. Memorize spell. We're going to make sure we have our 2 buff spells, Golden Vow on. Blessing of the Erd Tree. So because this is a New Game Plus run, I can assume everything's collected already. So I have all the golden seeds, all the sacred tears, all the smithing stones. It greatly cuts back on the running around, okay? I forgot to mention as well, but just for funsies, I'm going to run the Malformed Dragon set this run. It kind of fits in with the holy theme. Although, the regular tree symbol stuff would be better, but that's fine. Boom, boom, boom. Excellent. Now we gotta equip Sword of Light. Now this is our setup. EUPORIA, Sword of Light, Finger Seal, this armor. And let's put on our talismans as well. Two-handed sword. Sacred Scorpion Charm. Shard of Alexander. And Millicent's Prosthesis. Very nice. Very, very nice indeed. So we have equip load 56.5 right now, so I don't want a fat roll. Therefore, we need to calculate the amount we're going to need. So do you divide by 0.7? Hold on, it's being real slow for some reason. The Google calculator app is being really slow. Funny. Okay, 83. We need 83 equip load. Cool. So let's do a respec now. So, boom. I'm going to make my vigor, yeah, let's do 55 for now. Would that be better, actually? I think so. I think so. Obviously, Faith 80, because we're doing a Faith build. After that, the Strength and Dex scaling are the same, but don't forget that we're two-handing the weapon, so actually Strength is going to be better. It's a 1.5 multiplier. So we're going to... I think I actually need one more for EUPORIA, right? Yeah. That's funny. We can't actually get to max faith. There we go. Okay. So we're going to need to upgrade strength next. But that's okay because we're going to be using Godric's Rune for most of the game. So that's alright. Very nice, very nice. Now you see all of our nasty red X's are gone and we are ready to go. There's only one thing left to do, which is to configure our Flask of Physique. Very, very nice. Opaline Hard Tier. Holy Shrouding Crack Tier, okay. So obviously for those 80% resistant bosses, we're going to need to switch things up a lot and pretty much do physical only, but for most bosses, this will be fine, okay? Let's go to the Fractured America now and continue our journey. Okay, everything looking good, yep. We'll skip the ending, no spoilers here, right? And begin Journey 2, nice. Let me make sure I'm not dropping any frames, boys.
The fallen.
Oh, I am, okay.
Tell a story.
Huh. Why am I dropping so many frames? Hold on, dudes. Let me see what the issue is with my drop frames real quick, okay? Alright, sorry about that, dudes. I don't know what was happening, but my frames were dropping on the stream. You shouldn't see it on the recording on YouTube, but it was pretty bad, dudes. It was pretty freaking bad. But we're good now, so let's continue. Alright. We're just gonna lose the Grafted Scion because, technically speaking, if you, like, lose to him, you get, like, 1 HP and you leave. If you kill him and jump off the cliff, the "you died" message appears, so that's technically a death, I think. While this isn't. I don't know if that's, like, how most people consider that, but whatever. We could easily kill this guy New Game Plus if we wanted to. Alright. It might actually take him a long time to kill us. I forgot that, like, the hitbox on that is so bad. You can just dodge it by not moving. Super funny. Okay. Now our journey begins, boys. Our journey begins. Let me make sure everything is good audio-wise. Yeah. No drop frames yet. Frick. Okay. Now we begin. Frick yeah. Also, I need to move my mic into position, so apologies. Moved it away after stream ended and move it back. There we go. That should be pretty good. Okay. So because this is a New Game Plus run, and we already have all the collectibles, this is going to be really, really fast. We might even be able to finish in 2 days, to be honest. We're going to go do the necessary stuff to kill all 26 Remembrance bosses. Also, Rykard will be killed with just the Serpent Hunter. We're not going to mess around with Euporia on him. I think you can kill him with Euporia, but it would be somewhat annoying, so... Unless I have a change of heart, I'm going to preempt all of that and just proceed onwards, okay? We could kill Tree Sentinel for funsies, though, I guess. And to try out the weapon. So I'm going to show you full pre-buff. I guess except Blessing of the Archery after that. But awesome, we could use light now. Now we are good. You see, we haven't gotten a charge yet. We got charge 1 there, awesome. We can just use this, I guess. Oh, he did reflect it, okay. I know you can reflect the beam. Congrats, we found the one enemy that can reflect the beam. That's funny. If you see the weapon starts glowing, that is charge 1. If you switch weapons, actually, it remains charged. So, that is highly unusual. That is not something that normally happens with weapons, so it's very cool. Very cool indeed. You can also carry it in between boss fights for that same reason, so you could pre-charge it and then go into a boss with it fully active. That is extremely effective. I'm not going to really go out of my way to do that because that is a little slow and cheesy, but I will sometimes chance upon that for sure. I think we should have 2 FP flasks as well. Maybe 1 is fine, but we could try with 1 for now, I guess. But you see our pre-buffs take a large amount of FP, so... If you need to drop 1, obviously Blessing of the Erdtree would be the one, because it only gives you... Well, also, let's get rid of our rune, sorry. Almost forgot, boys. We gotta get rid of our runes. Okay. Where is the thing for that? Memory of Grace. Boom. There we go. No runes for us. Frick yeah. We're not starting off with 500 in the bank, boys. Boom. 0. Level 150, 0 runes. Yeah, if you need to get rid of one of the pre-buffs for FP reasons, it'd be Blessing of the Erdtree because it's very expensive and it's only HP regen. Golden Vow and Light are both damage buffs, so you want to keep those around. Alright? Boom, boom, boom. Also, forgot to mention Scattering Blessing 20 already because this is a New Game Plus. I can assume I already have all the Scatteries unlocked. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. We'll go straight over to Godric. No need to waste time. Boom, boom, boom. Okie doke. Let's get our pre-buffs. Awesome, awesome. Great. Okay. Okay. Oh, you hear that second twang? That means we have the second charge. Boom. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. I forgot to mention as well, but I'll also be using Gold Scarab as a swap option. Just like I'm using it now. Boom. Free runes if you do it that way, so no reason not to. Okay, now Millennia wants us to go to... Not Millennia. Melina wants us to go to Round Table Hold. I was like, wait a minute, that's not Millennia. We'll be fighting her in day 2, probably. The goal for today is to get as far as we can. If I can kill Moog, terrific. If not, that's fine. Although I should be able to kill Moog today. We'll see. Cool, cool, cool. Do I even need to talk to God or Gideon? I don't think so. We just leave. TBH. The major goal for this run is to get enough strength to do respectable physical damage, though, because those 80% resistant bosses, they're gonna slap. They're gonna slap really hard, so I gotta be real careful about that.
You there? It's tight. God, you breached.
Yeah, we're using main gate. Easy peasy. Easy peasy.
The gates! Open the gates!
Use our defensive buffs, so they always get hit here. Maybe not this time, okay. We're gonna go run past the Divine Line here and unlock this Grace for the Godric rune later. I should have probably had 75 faith instead of 80 because of that, but whatever. I could have min-maxed by respecking after Renala. Maybe I'll do that. We'll see. We shall see. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, it's really hard to dodge those. I think it's RNG as well. Boom. Easy peasy. Okay. Proceed onward to Godric. Nothing too crazy there. Alright, Godric time. Godric's very easy. Hey Veronica, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good myself. Alright, here we go. Flask of Physic. Golden Vow. Light. Alright, I can probably do that inside this boss arena, but whatever. That's fine. Goes without saying as well, but I'm using offensive incantations because this run's about EUPORIA, so obviously not using those. Now I have a phase 2 buff. Godric is one of the bosses where you can easily use this ability, and by that I mean this. Boom. Remember, if the enemy has a really long recovery animation or attack animation that's easily dodgeable, that is the time to use EUPORIA Vortex, and that will completely dominate the boss. Without exception. There's even DLC bosses like that, like Commander Gaius, when if you can dodge like the initial like boar leap thing, it's over for him. Like he just gets cooked. It's hilarious actually. Alright. Let's get going. Also, we gotta update our counter. I don't know if I have that pulled up, so give me a second. I do not. Alright, give me just 1 second while I do that. Real quick. Awesome. There we go. Boom. 1 out of 26, boys. 1 out of 26. Frick yeah. Can you see my chat? Yes, I can see you, Veronica. I can see you. Alright, we gotta go unlock Godric's Rune now because that will be very useful. The add stats does add up. This is a tri-scaling weapon. Scales off strength, dex, and faith. And I'm two-handing it, so the strength value is increased. Therefore, the stats from Godric's Rune are very, very helpful. And you get some extra mind, too, and vigor. It helps out a lot. Maybe in late game I'll switch to Radahn's Rune, but we'll see. We'll see about that. For sure. Okay, just tank that. Actually, you know, for hitting me, I'm just gonna freaking tank. Boom. Nice. All right. We're doing real good so far. Boom, boom, boom. Came here to ask if you're cool to see some of my amazing arts and hand-drawns. No, there's no you can't advertise in here, dude, so sorry. No advertising in here. If you come in here and you don't read the rules and you immediately break them, that is a ban. Easy peasy. Okay, let's go get Godric's Rune activated. Very, very nice. Alright, sick. Now we need to collect a few things still, namely the medallion stuff. So we unlock the various lifts throughout the game, so we'll go ahead and grab those now. Oh yeah, I guess before I forget, let me configure the Great Rune. Excellent. Boom. Okay. It actually gives us a sizable amount of FP too, because of how low our mind is, so that's really nice. Yeah, I really love Twin Blades a lot, actually, as a weapon class. They're pretty underrated, to be honest. There's obviously this weapon that's really good. Let's Reebok. Just for funsies. If you don't free him, you're a douche. Obviously, EUPORIA, really good. But a lot of people don't seem to realize that Power Stance Twin Blades are super strong, too. Especially the jump attack. Jump attack is great on Power Stance Twin Blades. It's just like Curse Swords, really. So, super, super, super good. Super good indeed. Twin Blades, definitely a fun and viable weapon category for sure. Alright, we gotta go to Fort Height first to get the medallion in half. Then we gotta go into Caelid to get the next half. We'll avoid aggroing rune bears. This is not the all bosses run. We're freaking leaving that. Okie doke. I don't think we even need to head into Weaving Peninsula for this run, do we? That's kind of cool, actually. I just realized. We save a ton of time by not having to collect stuff. Alright, very nice. Excellent. I should have grabbed the Grace outside, but that's okay. We can just go over here. Ain't that much longer. We're gonna go to Caelid now and just immediately take care of the other medallion half, so we just have it taken care of, alright? We won't need to remember it for later or anything like that. Very, very nice. The next boss we're gonna kill is Renala, which will die so fast it's not even funny. And then Radon, and then we'll proceed onward from there. Let's jump across. Instead of trying to go the Spirit Spring route. Okie doke. Is there a quick way down from here? Seems like it. But here's where Kenneth Hyde is. He gets to live this time. We don't need his golden seed, so... You'll stay there crying on that ledge forever, my dude. Better than dying, I guess. Alrighty. Cool, cool, cool. Come over here. We have officially made it to Caelid. Woo! AKA Brazil. Little Maxor reference there. Although he's not wrong. Definitely he's not wrong. Okay. Love the animation on the twin blades. Like, look how cool this is, dude. The R2 horseback. So cool, dude. I love the Darth Maul fantasy aesthetic that's going on here, dudes. Alright. We made a dragon barrel. We'll grab this grace because we're going to need to come back to this tower eventually. In fact, we could climb this right now. I guess. I'll probably save. Actually, no. I would save it for later in case I decide not to get the Radahn's room, but I'm just going to get out of the way now. While I'm feeling good. So I don't die to this guy on the ledge, basically. I'm so bad at that. Alright, come here. Hit me, dude. Easy peasy. I could just ride past him, I guess, but it wouldn't be great. The alternate path is really long. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. You could also ride past him, but I like to be safe and just kill him. You never know. These guys on these ledges, they do crazy stuff sometimes, dudes. Straight up, straight up. Boom, boom, boom. Easy busy. Alright, we may or may not come back here to activate Radahn's rune for the DLC, but we'll see. We need to go to Fort Faroth over there. I think it's Fort Faroth, right? Go over there, get the next medallion half, then we can actually activate Radahn later after we kill Renala. Alright. I forgot this hitbox is super weird. Dang, a lot of bots today, frick. So many bots. Let's pop this in case I get mogged by these dudes. Oof. Okay, very nice. We don't need to proceed further in because we don't need, obviously, the source seal, so we can leave now. I'm just going to go to Radahn's area and grab the Grace for next time. Not next time, but after we go to Altus Plateau and activate him. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. This is the fastest way to get down to Erdahn's castle by coming from Dragon Barrow. Obviously, if you're coming from the other direction, it would be a little bit faster, but the 2-in-1 is the fastest route, as far as I know. Getting both these tasks done with one route. Why do I have a... Oh, that's... I forgot. I was like, why do I have a attack and defense down debuff? But it's because of the freaking big dragon there that was sleeping. Alright, let's try not to aggro the giant birds this time. Freaking annoying as heck. Nope, they have a 180 vision called in. Or 360, I guess. Although there should be a blind spot behind them. It's a little weird that I got seen there, but whatever. They're giga annoying too. But we just heal through. It's fine. Okay, cool. At long last, we can head over to Liurnia. I should have probably grabbed the Grace next to Godric. That was a bit lazy of me, because I think we... But did we? Oh, we did. Okay, good. We can skip a little bit of Torrent by doing this, which is cool.
What a pathetic excuse for a lord you were. Craven to the bone. And after all, wedding.
Trash talking Godric, dude. Frick. Alright. Here we are, Liurnia of the Lakes. We have a couple things to do here. We gotta go to the Divine Tower. Or the... Not the Divine Tower. The one that you can invert, basically. Is that the Karian Study Hall? Yeah, that sounds about right. We also have to go to Ronnie's area to get her quest done for Estelle later, which is the Remembrance boss. And then finally go kill Renola, so... That's what we'll be doing today. Let's grab this Grace just in case. That tower over there is where we need to go. I think it would be fastest overall to take the teleport to the academy and then just jump off and head to the tower. That's probably what would be best, because there's a bit of teleportation action going there, so I do skip some travel time. Oh, there's the major boss of the game, the lobster. I swear, that's harder than like 20 Remembrance bosses out of 26. Especially on foot. If you have Torrent, it's a little easier, but... On foot, dude? It's freaking crazy. That is the only trash mob in the game that I regularly die to still. It's hilarious. We're not fighting him today, dudes. Frick no. Okay, let's grab this Grace here. Now I'm gonna go to the tower first, or the Karian Study Hall. Very cool. Fortunately, there's this horrible haze in the swamp, but it's this direction. Northeasterly. Let's see. Yeah. Good, 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 good. Not much to say in this part of the game, honestly, but we're just going from point A to point B. Getting all this ready for later. I guess we'll kill the gargoyle duo as well, because we avoid having to kill Moog in the sewers, which I find killing Moog in the sewers easier than the gargoyle duo, but it's way slower because you have to navigate the labyrinth of freaking pipes and sewage facilities. So we will go kill Gargoyle Duo. Which sucks, they're kind of resistant to all of my stuff, but it's not overbearingly so, it should be fine. Basically. Okay. Let's go here and get the Academy Gate key, but instead of immediately coming back, we'll just ride over to Ronnie's place real quick. Careful with the rune bear down here. Very dangerous if you aggro him. We'll grab this Grace for later because we might do Var's questline if we can't get to Moog in time. I do really want to kill Moog today, but I think we will be able to. We might have to skip Ragcard though and save him for day 2. But we'll see. Very good. Alright, to the Carian Manor. Frick yeah. Do this graveyard if you want. I'm not going to. Alrighty. Easy breezy. We might need to talk to EG later, so we'll just do that. Now we just ride up to the manor. Nice and simple. Okay. Proceed onwards. Now, if you've seen my other runs, you know that I can cheese Loretta by disabling her AI in-game. This time I won't do that, mostly because she's just going to die immediately anyway, so it doesn't matter. But it is possible for sure to kill her without her ever fighting back, so very useful on a level 1 run and early on if you need some runes. Okie dokie. Let's grab this Grace, just in case weird stuff happens on Loretta. It shouldn't, but better safe than sorry, of course. It has been admittedly a while since I fought Ghost Loretta. It's been like a few weeks at this point, so... Not that it's like super hard or anything, but yeah. Just in case. Okay, delayed hit, that's fine. Okay, let's get our buffs up. Oh, whoops. Funny. We didn't have a charge, like, at all, anyway. Alright, light. There we are, dudes. Frick yeah. Fully buffed and ready to murder this ghost. We'll do a basic charge there. Boom. Easy peasy. Alright, wait, we should grab this Grace as well. You see, the medium charge lasts a very short amount of time. There are times, though, where it is useful to do that, though. When the animations are so fast that there is no long opening. Even on Promised Consort, though, there is a long opening. It's after his, like, light attack that he starts phase 2 with. So there's very, very few bosses where there's just no openings for the longer charge. I really need to go to the restroom, actually. Shoot. I might go do that, boys. I have to edit the intro to this run anyway because of the weird drop frames issue, so I don't mind. So I'll talk to Ronnie and all the friendos in the tower, and then I'm just going to be right back to go to the restroom, so. No squeaky door this time, no. I'm going to actually mute my mic. Frick.
Thou must have, though I haven't no intriguing. Wilt thou end? I am the that I might well. I soured a, but I require. I anticipate. Good, there is. I would have thee. I have called. Ah, heed not. I am sure the.
Okay, let's talk to all the friends. The Ronnie Super Squad. Boom, 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 boom. Frick yeah.
The pleasure, Vicarian. I'm told I will.
Nice, nice, nice. Even Blythe is here. He's usually not.
To have you well. I'm situated. The turtles. I'm planning to go see if I can.
I like how they can force project like they're Jedi, just randomly. I don't think they even talk about that ever.
I reside in...
Okay, be right back, friendos. And we shall kill Renala next. Frick yeah. Alright. Oof, sorry about that, boys. Nature calls. Cool, cool, cool. Let's take care of Renala now. So this is a fairly standard run-up. Not too crazy, honestly. We just gotta kill Red Wolf of Radagon, and then Renala, neither of which should be a huge problem. Honestly, the wolf will probably be harder, unironically. So, we shall see. All right. You run through most of the graveyard here. Nothing too crazy. Got shot in the bottom of my leg. That's rough. Whoa. That is a crazy hitbox there. Alright. Nice Dark Souls 2 hitbox. Oh, worse timing on that, okay. That's funny that, of all things, that section is the one that trolled me. Okay. So right up ahead is Red Wolf of Radagon. The key to dodging him correctly is to use his head. You have to watch his head a bunch. Especially when he has the sword in his mouth. It is very hard though. He's actually one of the hardest early game bosses to like dodge consistently. It's really funny. Okay. Nice. Oh, we traded. Okay. Oh, wow. I forgot he has like no HP, dude. Kick. Alright, I mean... that was pretty anticlimactic. Let's just get our FP back. Boom. We still got the EUPORIA glow, which is cool. It won't last, though, because there's a very slight decay. Maybe it'll last a little bit, though. We'll see. The decay is a lot softer than the successive attacks talismans, though. I should have mentioned that. TBH. It's very similar to successive attacks and uses the same accumuval system. Oh, there it goes. But decays a little more slowly, at least in my experience. Boom. Alright, now we don't have to fight this guy. All you gotta do is come over here, around this corner, save quit, and it resets his aggro end position. You can also get on the elevator and bait him to fall off if you want to. There's a ton of different ways to cheese him, basically. You don't have to fight that chud. Of course, if you do, be careful, because he can parry you, especially with a twin blade, because you attack multiple times in a single button press. He can parry the frick out of you, so be very careful of that, dudes. Okay, I'm gonna pre-buff right here, actually. Or I guess we should open the door first for the other buffs. There we go. Golden out first because it lasts longer, and then light. Easy peasy. I'm going to try to one cycle in phase 1 and then just use the EUPORIA vortex to murder in phase 2, but I guess we'll see what happens. Good RNG. Very nice, very nice. I think we're fully charged. Boom! Frick yeah, dude. Swag. Easy peasy, dudes. As is usual for New Game Plus, a lot of the early bosses are just going to be this easy. Nothing too crazy there. Let's do our respec, though. Slightly optimize our stats for Godric Rune. If we do Radon Rune, we'll do another respec. But obviously, don't need to worry about that for now. Okay. 55 Vigor. 35 Endurance. We could optimize that too, I guess. Because we only need 30 Endurance, I think. We'll talk about Strength in a second. Dex 17. Faith should be 75. Boom. Yeah, it's a hard fall off after 80. Cool, cool, cool. I mean, that's okay, though. A little weird. Yeah, we'll do 75 for now. The rest we can put into Strength, which greatly helps our damage. Very, very good. We're still medium rolling, right? Yes. We didn't catastrophically fail that. Let's go. Okay. Also, we gotta update our counter. Sweet. No, 12, 2. Bomb. There we go. Let's use our runes now. Again, we're gonna do strength to 55 to ensure that we get as much raw physical damage as possible. I guess like 40 something would be the soft cap with two-handing, but we can go a little bit above that, that's fine. Okay, Main Academy Gate. It is time to fight Radon, but we gotta go to Altus Plateau first to unlock him. Very, very, very nice. Okie dokie. I tell you one thing, after the quad status effect run, even though that was a really fun run, for sure, I am relieved to be playing with a good weapon again, like a really good weapon. Obviously, Estoc and Ansper Rapier are really good on their own, But when power stance, it's like the worst of both worlds. It's freaking hilarious. EUPORIA, though, always good. Super, super good weapon. Okay, we made it to the lift. Very, very nice. Boom. The moment we activate this, Radon will spawn, so we'll go back and kill him. We'll go a little bit ahead, though, to get a grace. Alrighty. Boom. Alright, time to go back and fight our homie. So Radon is very simple. Definitely intimidating the first time around, but once you know his moveset, he's actually like no harder than any other boss in this game to solo. There are a couple wonky moves, but overall pretty manageable. And he does have one move where you can definitely use the entire EUPORIA Vortex and hit him. So I'm going to try to showcase that. I think every phase transition move he can. And there's one regular move he can do it as well. The tricky thing about this fight, though, is that you can't really pre-buff because of how far away you start from him, so we are going to be doing less damage on average, but that's okay.
The stars have aligned. The festival. The festival.
Nice. Basically, the plan is to build up charge until phase 2 is about to start, then just blast them. That's the idea. I don't think we can skip phase 2, because we can't have pre-buffs especially, but we'll do good damage for sure. Unless he just never does the, like, move that stuns him forever. That'd be kind of funny if he didn't. We might be able to do a golden vow, actually, right here. Not light, though. Light's too slow. Or short duration, I should say. The 80 seconds on golden vow might be perfect, though. Okay. Boom. Phase 2 skip, boys. Frick yeah. We only got hit by his roar, too. That's awesome. You see, we were able to get the full EUPORIA off, for the most part. I might have been clipped at the very end because of the roar, but not too sure. We were able to phase skip him, though. Very, very nice. Obviously, this weapon is super strong, but it is slightly exaggerated because always in New Game Plus, the early game bosses are going to be a joke. So, a bit exaggerated, but that's alright. It's still super, super good. 3 out of 26 bosses. Excellent. There we go. Put this back on. Augers. We're going to keep going strength. We got to shore up our physical damage for those 80% resistant bosses later on. Definitely. Yeah, I should have definitely grabbed the freaking Grace here. I don't know why I didn't. It's kind of dumb of me to do. But we can go over there now. The next Remembrance we're going to be fighting is Regal Ancestor Spirit. And then Estelle. So Estelle in particular is going to take a lot of running to get to, so that's going to be a bit of time, but that's okay. Okie doke. What's up? Alrighty. Super, super good. Okay, I think we can drop down there, but we'll just go the normal way. Just to make sure nothing crazy happens, boys. Because if you've seen my runs lately, fall damage is the only thing I die to, unironically. The last, like, 3 weeks, it's just been fall damage has been my only deaths. I did die, quote-unquote, to the NPC fight last run, though. But we made up for that by no damaging Radon Phase 1, so that doesn't really count in my book. Also, what happened there was crazy. Crazy bad RNG. And the camera spazzing out, so I just threw it out in general. But besides that, it's just all freaking fall damage. Gotta be real careful in this game. I used to think like Dark Souls 2 was bad for fall damage, but then I played Elden Ring and I was like, oh, okay. Unironically, the majority of my deaths are just fall damage, like in this freaking game. Nowadays, at least, not when I was starting out, of course. I've told that story before, though. Okay, we're gonna be fighting Mimic Tier here. He's gonna have EUPORIA, which is funny. It should never be charged, though, unless I'm really bad. So, it should be fine. We'll grab the larval tier here as well, in case we need another one. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. I think I can hit him while he's spawning in, though, to gain charges. Let's see. Okay, that is not true. Oh, I'm totally charged. Kick. Oh. Okay. Annoying, Chad, huh? Holy. He keeps interrupting my stuff. Really terrible RNG. That's okay. Oh, he threw. See how you can dodge it a little bit? Always gotta be careful of that. Aw, he used a little baby one. Aww. That was horrifically bad Mimic Tier RNG. But we're still safe. That's what's up. Yeah, EUPORIA Vortex, this weapon's amazing in, like, PvE, but in PvP, it's rather mid if your opponent knows what to do with the glowy stuff. Because you can literally just sidestep with a beam, technically, if you're running. You have to spam dodge roll. So not a PvP weapon, really. But, I mean, I guess you can make it work. It's just not super amazing. PvE, though, amazing, for sure. As long as you know how to use it, amazing. It could be argued that the knowledge required for you to maximize the potential of this weapon means that any weapon would be good enough. So basically, if you know the openings to maximize the EUPORIA Vortex, and you already know how to kill the boss, so it's not like a noob friendly weapon, I guess, but it's still really good for sure. All right, let's go down here and grab the Finger Slayer blade. We'll light the braziers afterwards, the rest of them. Boom, boom. Okie doke. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, Finger Slayer Blade here. So now we can begin our long quest to Estelle, but first we're gonna take care of a couple bosses here. Regal Ancestor Spirit is first. Oh, the ball's like perma-aggroed. Okay. Sometimes that happens, you just save and quit to deal with it. We'll kill Regal Ancestor Spirit first, and then we'll go kill Gargoyle Duo. Frick yeah. Okie doke. Regal Ancestor Spirit time. This is a boss where he might die before I even get a chance to Euporia Vortex because he has low HP. Really weak to physical attacks, so... Surprising though, even though he's undead technically, I don't think he's like super weak to holy. He's not like -1,000,000 resistance to it, so... That is surprising, but that's okay. We'll use light inside the arena. Should be fine, I think. Burst, indeed. Oh, he's gonna be annoying, okay. We got the annoying Ancestor Spirit today, alright. Oh, he's gonna heal, Sag. We do have Euporia Vortex though, so it doesn't matter, really. In fact, I'll just let him heal. Come on, dude. Heal for me. Oh, okay. Dang, I think it lasted so long I couldn't even get my extra runes. That's funny. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. So that is the 4th remembrance today. 5th will be Estelle, like I said earlier, but for now we're going to go kill Gargoyle Duo. It is the quick way to get to Fortisax versus fighting Moog in the sewers. So we'll go ahead and do that. Also less platforming, because you have to go down that crazy freaking shaft. I'm gonna assume I one-shot him. I'm not gonna grab this Grace. Boom. Might be a huge mistake, but that's okay, dudes. If I die, I deserve to run back all the way. Frick yeah. Okay, here we go. The key obviously is to just try to avoid the poison, but if you do get poisoned, no big deal, honestly. Just try to get out of it, because it does do contact damage for some stupid reason. Let's use a FP flask for this. Come here, bud. Okay, well that was pretty bad RNG. Come on. Nice. Excellent. Now I could use EUPORIA on this other guy. Good, really good move. Boom, boom. Now I can use it here. Easy peasy, dudes. Frick yeah. In case you didn't know, that like swirly move where he jumps in the air, if you double dodge that, it's very easy, and he's wide open after that. the one weakness of the Twin Blade gargoyles, and that's when I used my EUPORIA Vortex and completely clobbered him. So, very, very, very good. Only took a little bit of poison damage early, so that's good. Okay, just in case crazy things happen in here, I'm gonna grab this Grace. I don't know why the title of the card appears twice here, by the way. It's a little bit weird. Whatever. So we're heading up to Fortisax now. We can't fight him yet, or even Fias Champions. But it will be useful to have the Grace. Alrighty. Awesome. We'll come back here later. Fortisax is one of the bosses that is 80% holy resistant for some reason. Seems a little weird because he's technically, I think, undead. But, yeah. It's a bit rough that way. That's okay, though. Oh, actually, we should do, yeah, let's go take care of what's-his-face, Estelle, first. Sure. I was gonna do, actually, Rykar and try to fit him in today, but... Nah, we'll do Estelle. Oh yeah, I almost forgot, too. I need to go get the other medallion piece. The one over here from Albinus.
Not blood. Even in my... It is in my thanks soon. My strain. I must thank you. May leave. It was...
Nice. Let's go ahead and do that, as well as do the tower. So, actually, would it be faster to go here? They're, like, really close. I think it might be faster to go to Liurnia Lakeshore. But we'll talk to Albinus, get our Halleck Medallion half, and then obviously we'll get the other one later. Probably later today, in fact. Alright, we're making pretty good time so far, to be honest. We're really bobbing off. I wish Estelle wasn't so far out of the way, because it's such a huge time sink to go after him, but... It is what it is, boys. It is what it is. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Now we talk to Albinus, and he'll give us the Halictree piece. We need... I think you can kill him to get it too, but that's like... Yeah, it's kind of a dick move. I don't usually kill.
No secrets lie with me, not a one.
I'm a holy warrior, so I can't be seen killing innocents like that. Okay.
You're finished. The curse, my beggar. You must keep...
There we go. Nice. Let's do the tower now, too, to unlock Fortissax later on. Nice, nice, nice. I found a faster way to get through this area, too, which is very cool. And less annoying, because you have to deal with the annoying sorcerer as much. The Ghetto Salubis. Wait for him to fire this off. Boom. Drop down here. Frick yeah. Down here. Okay. There's a safer way to do this drop, but that's fine. Boom. Here. Augers. Okay. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Now he's got to pass the Godskin Noble in the middle. Good. Alright, so let me check something real quick while this is going. Yeah, okay. We've been going around 1 hour 50 right now. We're making really, really good time. We can probably kill Rykard, actually. With Serpent Hunter, of course. Again, not gonna try with Euporia, even though it'd be fun. He has a boatload of health, so we can't rely on just the Euporia Vortex to kill him. So, yeah, it would just be really annoying. It's probably possible, but just super annoying, and I just don't want to bother. Unless it's obviously doable with the range, like Ash of War or something. Okay, back here, it's time to do Estelle. We gotta go run over to Estelle, of course. So begins the fairly long walk. over to Estelle. Estelle's a weird one because it's going to be hard to like land regular hits, but the vortex should just tear him to shreds. Okay. Talk to Doll Ronnie.
I hadn't accepted now the form eliminate the name of Iwon.
Okie doke. Here's the most dangerous part for some reason. The freaking ants that hit really hard with their spit. I'm gonna buff up just in case. Should probably just kill these guys, but screw it. You can't actually sneak by the first one though, which is a little weird. Oh, sometimes. I guess it's not consistent. Heck. Ooh, jumped over the death spray. Crazy. Alright. So we don't need to do anything in Noxtella because there's no remembrances in here. It's just past here we have to go. Super simple. Gotta be careful not to get stun locked. You can get instantly stun locked there from 100 to 0 if you're not careful. Don't ask how I know. I'm wondering if I ever will put points in mind to use Blessing of the Earth Tree. I might just not and stick to Golden Vow and Light as my pre-buffs. Obviously, if you're worried about survivability and you already have enough vigor, you can put some extra points in mind to make use of that, but I don't think that's going to be a serious problem for me on most fights. The 80% Holy Resistant guys, though, might be a different story. Because Light will be pointless anyways. Increasing holy damage on enemies that are 80% holy resistant is really whatever, so probably I'd use Blessing of the Earth Tree for those fights instead of Light. Okay, this fight's really easy in case you don't know. You can just spam backstab on Baleful Shadow. Wait for him to do this move, boom, easy dodge, easy backstab. I'm just gonna do that over and over.
With a fateful wound, ne'er to heal.
He will heal once, but that's okay. You can also punish this, same way. Oh. Backstab failed. Sometimes the animation just doesn't show for some reason. That's okay. fight will take longer than Estelle, probably. Kinda funny. Come on now, bud.
Beautifully fought.
Easy breezy.
'Twas more of a challenge than I envisioned. Now I can finally stand before them. This is farewell, my dear. Tell Blythe and E.G. I love them.
Okay, all we gotta do now is cross the Lake of Rot, and then we'll be fighting Estelle. Let's go. Alrighty. Cool, cool, cool. We survived the rot. Frick yeah, dudes. Now we just gotta go descend this area. Shouldn't be too problematic. The Kindred of Rots can slap a little bit on New Game Plus, so you gotta be careful, but that's alright. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So Estelle is pretty simple. You gotta watch out for all the grabs, though. I'm not gonna toy around with the grabs. I'm gonna be really careful on New Game Plus because they actually hit really hard, so... Oh, whoops, I actually need the Blessing of the Ur Tree instead of... It's fine, we can fix that. Do this. I don't know why I was on Blessing of the Ur Tree. Well, there we go. We have all our Prevos at least. Kick. Alright. Alright, animation locked. Cool. Alright, doing the ultimate. Some rocks will follow you and some will not. You gotta watch. Cool. If I was closer there, I would have been able to use EUPORIA immediately. Annoying that he point blank that. Alright, do a long animation, buddy. Okay, now. Okay, this will work. Oh, I didn't have 2 levels? Okay. I must have just barely missed that. Oh, grab. Listen and watch, and you'll know when he's trying to grab you there. A light will appear on the top of your screen if he is. Okay, he's spamming this. Cool. Spamming his worst moves. Classic. Boom. GG. Easy peasy. And that gives you Remembrance of the Natural Born. Alright, let's leave and go to Margit, I guess, or his government name, Morgott, KW. Let's also put this on the counter, 5 out of 26, excellent. We might be able to squeeze in Rykard, though. He's pretty far out of the way. Let me go over there and see. Honestly, we have about an hour to kill these 3 chuds. Just fine. Be Rykard, Morgott, and Moog. That would be my ideal, I think. Alright, nice, nice. Now we gotta proceed through all of Mount Gelmir. Shouldn't be too bad, though, honestly. Cool. Abductor virgins are so creepy. It's like really nasty, dude. Okie doke. Also, I forgot to mention, but because this is a New Game Plus run, and I can assume that everything prior in New Game has been collected, I think I have a +10 Serpent Hunter in here already. I'd have to check, but I'm pretty sure it's fully upgraded, which will make Rykard a lot easier. That's the really nice thing about doing New Game Plus runs instead of New Game runs. Being able to assume everything's collected already makes things so much better and so much more action-packed. I don't have to show all of that stuff again, so... Very, very nice. I know it's been a while since I've done a DLC weapon run. Honestly, that's not, like, intentional. It's just, that's the way things shook up. I think the last one I did was the perfume bottle run, which was really awesome, but... Yeah, I just have been busy doing other stuff. Other clownish runs like the shield only run. Which surprisingly turned out pretty good. I don't know how, but it was very nice. Okay, now we just run past Falling Star Beast here. Super simple. It's advisable just to get off your horse and dodge this initial attack. There we go. And now you just leave. Some people think you need to fight him, but no, you don't. If you want to see me fight him, though, check out my latest episode of the All Bosses run, where I think we no damaged him, actually, with Moonveil. It's pretty fun. Okay. Let's quickly knock out Godskin Noble and Rykard real quick, so we can move on to Morgott. After that, we'll kill Commander Neil and head over to Moog. And if we have time left over, we'll do like the puzzle for Millennia and like pulling the stuff. I don't know if I'll do Fire Giant today, but probably not.
Rise with us. Your decision now. You belong. The drawing room. I am
Okay. Cool, cool. Let me just turn the light for you guys. There we go. Easy peasy. Not gonna aggro the Bloodhound Knight. That'd be kind of scuff. We'll grab this Grace, and we'll quickly make our way to the Godskin Noble. Very nice, very nice. Okay. Oh, I can fast run on this? Oh, that's funny. I guess my endurance is good enough. W lava change, by the way. Any of the OGs remember how lava worked in Dark Souls 1? Dude, it killed you like literally 1 second from full. It was crazy. 100 to 0, 1 second. It is insane, dude. Absolutely insane. I guess it's more realistic, but I do like being able to run past it here, dude. It's really... Okay, Godskin Noble should be fairly straightforward. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. I don't want to deal with that right now. Come on. Ooh, we got Level 1 charge. Boom, GG. Oh, we had the wrong talisman on too, that's funny. We'll grab this grace, just in case we need it. You see, during his phase transition is a great time to use EUPORIA Vortex, and you will completely decimate him. No problemo. We'll level up at Rykard, by the way. Also, a nice side effect of going Strength as a secondary damage stat is that my Rykard kill is going to be easier because Serpenter only scales out with Strength. Very, very nice. Very nice indeed. Okay. Unfortunately, because I am using Serpent Hunter and Rykard, there's going to be no EUPORIA shenanigans, but that's okay. All right. So let's get some more strength going. Boom, boom. And let's turn on the Serpent Hunter. Yeah, Serpent Hunter plus 10. Awesome. We are heavy loaded, though, so we're going to have to change some things up. We'll just replace Shard of Alexander with Great Jars. Actually, we can do Archery's Favor, right? Yeah, Archery's Favor, and we're still medium loaded. Get rid of Sacred Scorpion Charm, because we're not doing holy damage anymore. We'll instead do... where is it, actually? Yeah, Spear Talisman. Boom. Okay. Nice. We can still cast Golden Vow and all that, of course. We'll do Golden Vow, and I guess that's it. We'll save the rest for Great Serpent Hunt. Fair, fair, fair. Ooh, good damage. Good stagger. Nice. We cannot do another Golden Vow, that's okay. No, you're not summoning that, bud. Not yet, at least. Okay. Can we stagger him before ults? Yes. Excellent. Pretty good fight. almost no damage, but he decided to not do his ult and just do a quick attack, so I'm just gonna count that as a no damage, because that's horrendous RNG. So nice no damage on right card. Heck yeah. Alright. Excellent. Before I forget, let me update my... Actually, it was this here. This was straight Scorpion. This was Jar. All the talismans are good. Get rid of that. And put in EUPORIA. Heck yeah. Awesome. Let's also update our counter, and now we'll move on to Draconic Tree Sentinel and good old Morgott. Boom. Easy breezy, dudes. The safest and quickest way to get over there is to come this way. And hug this left wall or you aggro the rune bear that is patrolling, and that is not fun, believe me. And you can get all the way through without any issue. Now, Draconic Tree Sentinel, you gotta be careful about because his animations are like a little wonky. He can interrupt himself after you hit him with the EUPORIA Vortex and immediately start attacking. So you gotta be super careful about that or be prepared to like tank a hit. The same problem with Tree Sentinel, Loretta, all those like night type enemies that can't be normally critically hit. They can immediately animation cancel out of their stun lock and hit you, so gotta be super careful about that. I think we'll be able to just wombo the heck out of Draconic, though, honestly. Especially if we're able to bring a fully charged EUPORIA into the fight, but unfortunately we can't.
I see thee, little tarnished.
There's a little fake Margit. Don't need to worry about him. Look at him stuck over there. He's stuck in the little crater. Aww. Poor little Margit. I don't think I can do the backstab strat too amazingly on Draconic because light might be too loud. There is a noise mechanic in this game where enemies that are not alert will turn around to investigate noises, and some of the pre-buff spells are loud enough to where Draconic will turn around, so we'll see what to do, though. We'll see what to do. I can probably get a little bit of juice out of it if I pre-buff like right here. But then I gotta make sure that he doesn't see me. It's a little bit finicky, basically. Okay. Did not see me. Excellent. So we could open up with a heavy, which would be very nice. Well, GG, boys. I didn't expect it to be that easy, but that's what's up. You get a free sneak attack in, and it just murders him. You don't even have to use EUPORIA. That's what's up. Okay, let's go through the city now. I'm actually going to test if that lasts the entire time if it's in my back pocket. That'd be pretty cool, because then I could really start every fight with that. That'd be kind of cheese, but I didn't actually test that in my experiments with this weapon. Okie doke. We'll kill the Erdtree Avatar just for free runes, because he does drop like a free Lord's rune, so no reason not to, right? Okay, awesome. Yeah, it does decay in your pocket. That's what I figured. It'd be a little OP if it didn't, to be honest. Oh my gosh, that hit me. Crazy. Oh, they're trying to stun lock. Yeesh, my RNG's so bad. Crazy. Well, you get to die now. I think the Erdtree avatars are a bit resistant to Holy, but you see it still worked out pretty fine there. Let's use our runes, actually. Over here. We do have Letta's rune from New Game Plus. I guess we'll just use that. Actually, no. We'll discard that, because technically we did not get that this run. Remember, we didn't enter New Game Plus with any runes, theoretically, so we'll discard Letta's rune. Easy peasy. Now it's just Goldfree and Morgott.
Here and thus I shall farewell. I shall leave. I wish you luck. You have. I have no.
Okay, more strength. Easy peasy. I'll go the safer route here, because my other route would sometimes even get me killed, so this is just a lot better. The archer goes to investigate, and nobody's here to attack. Very, very nice. Okie doke. Let's run through here. Not a big deal whatsoever. I don't even think we need to aggro this guy, which would be very nice. Cool, cool, cool. Now, Godfrey is one of the bosses where it's going to be really hard to land a Euporia Vortex because he's just really fast. There is one opening in Horaloo phase where you can, but you're going to get hit at the end. I will take that if I can. Saving quick to reset those guys behind me. But as for regular Godfrey phase, it's pretty much you're gonna get hit out of it. So I probably will still take the opportunity, but I'll just get hit out of it, which is fine. Unless he's about to die or something, then who cares? Okay. He's just dying. GG. Okie doke. Nice, nice, nice. Now we could actually carry a fully charged Euporia into this fight because of the Black Knife Assassin outside. However, I don't think that's actually worth it because you can just blast him anyway. I guess I'll just hold it until phase 2 because you can blast him like Morgott in his phase transition, which would be pretty worth it, I think. Oh my gosh, just die, annoying chat. There we go. We actually do not need to sit at the Grace either, so we'll just proceed onwards, I guess. We can light, actually, to save some FP. I guess we don't need that, though. So we do this, Golden Vow, and then light, and then we can immediately just start wailing on him. Okay. Excellent. Oh my gosh, he quick attacked. Annoying chat. I'm just gonna trade with him. He did like 5 million quick attacks in a row. Okay. Easy peasy, dudes. So dang good, this weapon. Again, though, there are several chuds, all of which will be fought in day 2, that have 8% holy resistance. Luckily, they snapped out of it for the DLC, and nobody in the DLC has 8% holy resistance. The max is 40%. And plenty of bosses have 40% resistance in other things too, like fire, magic, whatever. So it's standardized now, thank frick. There's still like local weaknesses, like Putrescent's weak to holy and such, but no one's like super immune anymore to anything, which is awesome. We just gotta get past those base game chuds, and I think it's smooth sailing, dudes. Also the NPC fight. The NPC fight might suck, but that's okay.
And become my purpose, so I'd like to the flame then and guide you.
Okay. Awesome.
Your thoughts, your ambition.
39 strength, excellent. So let's go back here now. Now we have 7 Remembrance bosses killed, excellent. I haven't missed anybody, right? I'm not bad. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Killed 7 so far, excellent. At this point, we're gonna go kill Commander Neil, then we're gonna go run over to Moog, I think. Maybe we'll do the Millennia puzzle as well, I don't know, but we'll see. Because technically speaking, we're at 2:30 right now in the stream. 2 hours, 30 minutes, just about. Unedited, of course. So if I want to finish underneath 3 hours like my usual, I just gotta run over to Commander Neil. Basically. Which isn't too bad, of course. So next time we'll do Fire Giant, everybody after him, and Millennia as well. We might be able to, honestly, kill everybody in day 2. This will be just a 2-parter. That would be interesting. For sure. Okie doke. Commander Neil has the longest stun in the game. Like, after one of his attacks, his recovery is the longest, so literally just Euporia there, and it's GG. Like, actually, it's crazy. It's crazy how long he's stunned for, dudes. Okay, that guy did not want to give up. Frick. What level are we right now? 165. Okay, we might finish sub 200, actually. For New Game Plus, that's pretty interesting. The good news is, after Millennia is down, most of the running is going to be over within the run, because I'm going to do everybody else at a time, as per usual. I'll explain that in the DLC section once I kill Moog. But we don't have to run around much in the DLC. We'll just be going boss to boss for the most part, which is very, very nice, of course. I think it's nighttime, so we might get a Knights Cavalry spawn here. Yeah, we did, okay. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. Made it past Forbidden Lands. Very nice. Don't need to fight the Blackblade Kindred here. We will need this Grace, though, so... because we're coming back here. Excellent. Okay, let's head over to Commander Neil. Very nice. think if you go up here, it might slightly be faster than going the normal path. You can cut through here. Very nice. Slowly getting optimizations every single run, boys. That's how we do it. Cool. Almost forgot about Golem Senpai there. Alright. It's so nice not having to grab all the golden seeds for once. Maybe I'll do another DLC run after this. New Game Plus. I do want to do the Stone Sheath Sword. That is high on my radar right now. So maybe that would end up being it. But dude, not needing to collect all the stuff. It's so nice. Actually, it's really cool. Okay, let's go up here now. Alright. Ooh, took some fall damage there. Means I was close to dying. That's funny. In case you haven't seen the illusory wall video on like fall damage in Elden Ring, it's so good, dude. But basically, if you ever, the short of it is, if you ever have fall damage, you were about to die. Like the distance between no fall damage and death is really, really tiny in this game for some reason. I guess it's because platforming is a bigger emphasis than in Dark Souls, so they made the range a lot tighter. It used to be like 4 meters to 20 meters, but now it's like 16 to 20. It's like hilarious. Holy clangs, dude. Fighting enemies low to the ground is not a Twin Blade's best use, but luckily that happens very infrequently. Okie dokie. Very nice. Cool, cool, cool. I'm actually gonna gamble that I'm not gonna die on this fight. I'm not gonna go grab the Grace. That might be a bit risky, because EUPORIA is kind of... It's really good in Phase 2, but in Phase 1 with the ads, it is kind of crazy. Honestly. Now come over here. You won't have to deal with any of the ads if you come right here and save and quit. That'll allow us to do a proper pre-buff. Now the goal for Commander Neil, as always, is to kill the right minion, the dual wielder one, because that one really sucks. Then you can take your time killing the shield one. Don't push him until they're both dead, otherwise he can go to Phase 2 while one's alive, or even both, so... Really poor idea to do that. There we go, nice. Now we can take our time on this guy. He's turtling with a shield, that's funny. Cool. Come on now. Come on now, Chid. Got a quick attack, of course. Ooh, we'd common animation though. Frick yeah. Commander Neil's easy to exploit. Just check out this attack, very easy. Now just back up, let him do another attack. Let him do the AoE, go behind him. Easy peasy. Oh, that hit me. That's crazy bad hitbox, holy god. We'll mulligan that. I'm waiting for him to do his ultimate, but he's not. I could just hit him with EUPORIA Vortex if I need to. He's just not ulting. Okay, well, we'll just kill him then. There we go. He's not ulting for some reason. I don't know if he's bugged or not. So, that's a little weird, but that's fine. We still got a pretty good EUPORIA Vortex on him. Oh, delayed hitbox. Like his hitboxes are bugged right now or something. That's weird. Yeah, they're definitely bugged. That's strange. I don't know what happened there. Like his hitboxes bugged out and they were off. Like all of them. Super, super strange. Still pretty good fight though. Still pretty good fight. Just a buggy mess. Okay, now we can actually go over to Moog. Normally I use the secret method to get to Moog. I'm just going to use the regular one this time because it's on the way, so I am actually saving a little bit of time by doing that. The problem is, I don't remember exactly where the gate is. I know it's somewhere on the west side. But besides that, yeah, not too sure, boys. We'll figure it out, though. We'll figure it out, though, for sure. Okay, hoist secret medallion. I'll go grab the Grace next to the Millennia puzzle, though. Obviously, so we save that progress. Be very important. Okay, Consecrate is dangerous, so I'm gonna go grab this Grace. Just in case, boys. Just in case. Alright, our main goal is to get to the puzzle zone for Millennia. Okay, it's nice that I have my map because that's from the new game. Very, very nice for this area, obviously. Alright, yeah, we gotta go this way. Then... eventually I'll memorize the exact route to get through here, but I can't be bothered right now, to be honest. Might get an invasion here? Maybe not. I also still have an end shot round table hole, which is really funny, because I haven't been back a single time. Technically, I don't need to go back once in this entire run, because everything's already upgraded. So maybe we'll just do an end show-less run kick. Okay, here's Ordina. We gotta do the Millennia puzzle, but we'll do that next time. It seems like we will be able to do this in 2 days. That is very nice, actually. Very, very nice. Now, Moog's area is somewhere to the west. There is a lot of blood near it, though, so hopefully that'll be a good landmark. I don't remember the exact location, though. I confess, because I always use the secret area now. Like, doing Var's questline. Ooh, lag. Saw that? Big lag. That's funny. There's a little bit of blood wherever his teleporter is. It looks like this area. It might be a little bit south. Actually. There's a freaking rune bear there. Holy macaroni, boys. Holy macaroni. Oh. Is there an NPC invader here? Okay, that means we're close, though. That indeedly deed means we're close. It must be like up here or something. Alright, Sanguine Noble. Even though it's like not actually a Sanguine Noble, like the enemy named Sanguine Noble for some reason. It's not that. It's just an NPC named Sanguine Noble. There we go. Fire armor piece, though. Definitely cool looking. So obviously it's near here somewhere. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out, but where exactly? There's always the wiki to help me if necessary. It might be down here. I thought it was facing the other way, but I guess not. Okay. Boom. We got to Moog's Mausoleum. Now I'll go kill him real quick. He shouldn't be that difficult. And then we'll end the run for today. Frick yeah. Okie dokie. Obviously, famous farming area here. Even better than all the DLC methods. It's kind of an epic fail of the DLC design, but whatever. Okay. Mohg's Mausoleum. This should be fairly quick. Nice, nice, nice. Cool, cool, cool. Don't need to fight that Sanguine Noble. We will loot this body here for another Lord's Rune. Boom, there we go. Now, as always, the thing with Mohg is a lot of his attacks are delayed, but the delay is very similar amongst all the attacks. There's only like a couple deviations. So, if you know the delay, honestly, fighting a Mohg is no different than fighting any other boss. And in fact, I find it easier sometimes because the delay allows you to get hits in between. Versus like an attack spammer like Mesmer, for example. Mesmer spams attacks, so you can't really attack in between his combos. With Mohg, you can. So, Mohg is my favorite boss fight in the game, and definitely it's not unfair at all, for sure. Also, I should have put on the Purified Crystal tier, honestly. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do the Purified Crystal tier, boys. Because we can make use of that because it's New Game Plus. We'll get rid of Opaline. Purifying Crystal tier, there we go. We don't need to worry about him attacking or like hitting us during Nihil. We can just wail on him. Easy peasy. I'm gonna kill him real quick, explain the DLC plans, and then head out for the day, okay? Cool, cool, cool. We could do some of our pre-buffs inside, even. Because he's so far away when you start. Nice, nice. Now I'm gonna actually flask up because I might have actually 2 EUPORIA vortexes here. Okay, nice. We're not gonna be able to skip here, but that's okay. I can just get a second EUPORIA off. Cool, cool, cool. Boom. Oh, I even had the wrong talisman again. Okay. Pretty good fight overall. It was a little risky when I EUPORIA'd, but overall pretty good. Pretty good. A million runes for that. Crazy, dudes. Okay, so that's going to be it for today. Let me put my points into strength. Excellent. So let me explain what I'm going to do with the DLC, okay? Let me pull up the thing right now. Frick. Okay. Let me pull it up for the stream as well. The recording can see it. Let's see, can the stream see it? Where is it? There we go. Okay, so this is a map of the scatter trees in the game. The white line, green dots represent scatter tree fragments that do not require a boss to be killed. The red dots, red lines, that means you have to kill a boss to get to them. So what I'm going to do off stream is collect all the green dots, white line connected ones, because those do not require a boss to kill. Wait, actually, hold on. I'm silly, dude. Keck. I don't need to do that because I've already done that. Keck W, dudes. But what I am going to do instead is go through and collect all the graces so we can boss rush the DLC, basically. So normally I collect the scatter tree fragments like shown here, but because this is a New Game Plus run, I don't need to collect the scatter trees. But I still need to collect all the graces. So I'm going to collect all the graces so we can teleport between the Remembrance bosses super easily, except for Midra and Bale because they're blocked by bosses, and obviously Radahn's blocked by bosses too. So not them, but everybody else we can just warp to and kill back to back to back, okay? I'm also going to ring the 2 bells for the meta boss fights. So yeah. Normally I would go collect all the scatter trees, but again, this is a New Game Plus run, so I already have them all. Easy peasy. I do have a video on YouTube, by the way, of this entire route. I just uploaded it. It's called How to Get 14 Scatter Tree Level Without Killing Any Bosses. Link in the description as well, in case you are curious about how this goes. But that is a VOD, 2 hours unedited of me running through, collecting all the scatter trees and the graces, and ringing the meta bell, okay? You can do all of that in 2 hours without killing bosses. The reason I don't show it is it's very boring, and killing the actual DLC bosses takes less time overall than the running. So if I left it in, running would predominate the DLC, which is terrible, right? So, not going to do that, of course, but in case you're curious, there is a video of me doing that exact same thing. Deathless, 2 hours, collecting everything, okay? So yeah. Let me close this here. Honestly, I don't know if I'm committed yet, but tomorrow is either going to be a day off or Baldur's Gate. I'm really excited to continue Baldur's Gate. I'm not too sure, but it probably will be a day off. Wednesday, I'm actually going to be raiding again. We're coming back to WoW, so that's going to be really fun. We're going to be raiding on Wednesday. Thursday will be Baldur's Gate, and then probably Friday will be completing this. Actually, no, we have to do the all bosses run. Frick. Yeah. Okay, dudes. Here's what we're gonna do. Tuesday, we're gonna have off. Wednesday, we have WoW Raid. Thursday, we have Baldur's Gate. Friday, we have all bosses run, end game. We're just doing the base game, the ending. So, like Malekith, Placidus Sax, people like that. And then Saturday, we'll finish up this run. Okay? So, that'll be very exciting. Also, almost forgot, boys. Almost forgot to mark a Moog off. Boom. There we go. 8 out of 26. Almost, dudes. Nice try. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay, good. Glad I caught that. Alright, so thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time. Peace.